Hi, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to show you a couple of tips and tricks to help your eyeshadow last a little longer on your eye. Okay, first I just want to let you guys know that I've been reading all the email, I've been reading the messages about why your eyeshadow isn't staying on longer or why you think it isn't staying on longer. And I have a couple of tips that I use to help my eyeshadows last a little longer. First thing I want you to do, starting with a very clean face and making sure that your eyelids are just as clean as the rest of your face. Once you've cleaned and moisturized, allow your moisturizer to go into the skin and go to work. Within a few minutes of your moisturizer absorbing into your skin, I want you to take a small clean sponge and to gently clean off any residue of moisturizer or any eye serums that you're using that may be still left on the surface of the eye. Always give your products a few minutes to soak into your skin. Never apply your eyeshadow or your makeup over top of serums that haven't absorbed yet. That's going to cause creasing. Once you've used your sponge, to gently remove any residue that's left over. What I want you to do, for those of you who are really having this problem where your eyeshadows don't last, I want you to try maybe not using the Urban Decay that we're always using. We're always using Urban Decay or either some other cream shadow to help our product last longer. What I want you to do, try this, guys. Try using a concealer. I want you to use something that's creamy in consistency, but not very loose. Something like a concealer. This is a concealer by Black Opal. This is by Black Opal. Let's see if I can get that name in there for you. And this is Black Opal. And this is, bring it back down a little bit. Once you put a concealer on your eye, now it can be a concealer, stick concealer or cream concealer, but once you have it applied to your eye area, I want you to blend it down just a little bit. Don't blend it away, because now we have something for the eyeshadows to stick to. If you don't have a concealer in the stick of form and you're using maybe powdered concealers, like Bare Minerals makes a powdered concealer, or Black Minerals has a powdered concealer, I don't want you to use those because those are not going to really help your eyeshadows last longer. You need a sticky base. A sticky base. Try using, if you're not happy with your Too Faced Insurance or the other things that I've mentioned earlier, try using a stick foundation as a primer. Now I want you to use all these substitutes that I'm mentioning, use them as if you were using a primer. Again, this is a cream stick foundation and it's creamy. Once you apply this, you can use your finger to apply it if you like, or you can use a concealer brush, sweep the product across and just blend it onto your eye. Make sure you don't blend it away. You want something for your concealers to, you want something for your shadows to stick to. These substances are very sticky and eyeshadow will stick to them. Again, once you applied it, blend it down a little. The next thing I want to talk to you about is the look that you want. A lot of times when we apply eyeshadow, we're not applying enough to make the product last longer. For example, once you have your concealer, once you have your primers, we're going to call this a primer even though this is our makeup foundation or concealer. Once you have that on your eye, picking up any color that you're wearing that day and your brush. Now, let me just say this, guys, because I just picked up the wrong brush. This is what I need to tell you. Try to use a flat brush, a brush that's flat, because that's going to allow you to pick up your color. I'll pick up this color in the center, which is orange. Make sure you have enough product on your brush tap off any excess, and you're going to pat that color. You're going to pat that color, I'm going to make sure it's there, onto your foundation, that primer that we're using. We're using those products as a primer. So you want to pat that on there. And you see that color on there? Now, in my eye, this is very intense. It's very bright, very vivid. You may not want to wear a color this bright and vivid on your eye during the day. You apply it with this brush, and you use your blending brush, which could be, well, I have a couple of MAC brushes here. This is the 224, and this is the 217. Depending on where you're working at on your eye, you need a blending brush to softly blend out your color. You don't want to scrub it really hard. Now, we've all seen the videos, guys, I know you have, because I have also, where you're seeing a blending brush being flattened out against the eye. Flattened out, and they're blending the color out. Well, that's blending, but at the same time that's scrubbing, and you don't want to do that. Especially you don't want to do that with your brushes, whether you're your MAC brushes or your Essence of Beauty brushes or your Sigma brushes. You want to take that brush, and this is how you blend, using the top hairs of your brush. Only never flatten this brush out to blend. Using the top hairs, you're going to softly blend that color out without blending it away. Once you start to blend that color down where it's barely visible, I'm going to tell you, within four hours, it's going to be barely visible. You won't see that you've applied the intensity that you've applied earlier. You just won't see it. So don't blend it away. That's one of the reasons why a lot of eyeshadows don't last throughout the day, because once you've applied initially your first color, you've already blended it down so much that it's basically invisible later on in the day.